Sup, fam? Don't actually know why I did that. I've had a really shit day today. Don't know why. It's just been one of those days, sometimes you can't be fucking asked with anything. And everything got on my nerves. I thought I'd do a quick video. I won't ramble on for too long, but yeah, just a few bits I wanted to get off my chest. First bit, the transfer window is over. Fuck for that. I can spend a little bit less time looking at Twitter trying to find tips or advice or little snippets about who we may or may not be buying. I'm just pleased it's done, to be honest. And in a couple of weeks' time, we can concentrate and hopefully go back to winning ways. Regarding the transfer, there's a couple of bits I want to talk about. Hold up, plug my phone. Yesterday's signing of try to say this right, Takahiro Tomiyasu. I'm just going to call him Tommy because I'm not sure if I've pronounced that right. I've got to say, I love this bloke already. I saw the pictures of him, the official media press release, ones of him in the kit and all that. Like the smile on this geezer's boat, he looks genuinely really, really happy to be here, and I love that. And I saw this tweet earlier. Hold up, I'll just find it. It's probably not from him. It's like a meme, I suppose. But hold up, I need to put my glasses on for this. He's gone there. There, just there. Oh, wrong way. Just there. He's gone. I'm delighted to be joining Arsenal. It wasn't the easiest of transfers, as my agent kept getting texts from a number he didn't know, saying, "Text me back and call me, Cava." I told him it could be worse. It could be Daniel Levy again. I know he probably hasn't done that, but there's a very large part of me that really, really hopes that he has done that, because that's genuinely legendary, and that's very, very likely to curry favour with a lot of Gooners. Speaking of currying favour with Gooners, it kind of goes around the whole Kroenke out thing, which we all recognise has died out since the European Super League died away, and I was fairly certain that come the summer transfer window, the Kroenkes would throw a fairly decent chunk of money behind it, because they knew that they had to curry favour with us lot. Lots has been made of the amount of money we spent. I'm not sure of the exact figure, if it was 150, 160 million. And we're still living rent free in lots of people's heads at the moment over this figure. But the thing we need to remember is that even if it's 160 million for 6 players, worked out earlier, that comes to about 26.6 million per player. Now, if you take Ben White out of the equation and the 50 million that we paid, which we all understand that's grossly inflated, that's that's the whole Premier League tax kicking in. But if you take him out of the equation, we spent 110 million. This is if it is 160. I'm going for the higher level here. If we spent 110 million on 5 players, that works out to about 22 million per player. Now, I know none of them really are proven. They're all younger players, around 22, 23 years old. That's not bad business. And let's face it, we all wanted some marquee signings. I mean, my personal, literal wet dream would have been to get Dominic Calvert-Lewin in. I think he would be absolutely perfect for us. Houssem Aouar, Maddison, Max Aarons, players of this quality. We're not going to get them at the moment. There's quite a few reasons why we're not going to get them. Firstly, not only the position we find ourselves in the league, but the way we're playing football, it's been absolutely awful. But the club from top to bottom is an absolute fucking shambles at the moment. Now, I don't want to sit here and dig out Edu or Arteta, but we've got two blokes there who are literal novices in their roles, and very, very important, massive roles. And they are novices. They have little to no experience whatsoever. And the buck for that stops with the owners. As far as I'm concerned, they've took the cheaper options by taking these guys on, and they're woefully out of their depth. And I actually have sympathy for them. I'm more. I don't want to classify myself as Arteta in or out, but I'm more out than I was in, say, 6 months ago, because I'm not seeing improvements. And I've said for so long, I'll give it till Christmas. And if we're seeing improvements, then, stick with it. Trust the process, as they say. I was in the live chat on Cannon Chatter's transfer deadline day special last night, and I popped a question in there. I asked the panelists if they would accept us remaining in 8th place for the next 2 to 3 seasons if it meant we would get, top tier success in 5 to 10 years, and they all said no, which I totally understand. But I'm kind of thinking, yeah, and I'll explain my reasons for this. Like I said, the Cronkies they've taken the cheaper option, but they've put a fair bit of money behind it. But they've invested in the future, in potential. They haven't invested in giving Mikel Arteta a hope of, like, not instant success, but success that would happen very, very soon. So it could be that they're either, whether it's his shout, they've given him the money and the players that he wanted, or they've invested in another manager coming in, having this nucleus of a very talented young squad, something that he can work with. The reason I say yes to accepting remaining in the same or roughly the same position for the next 2 to 3 seasons is based on a couple of things. I wouldn't be happy to see us playing the same sort of football and getting rolled over and not competing and showing no fight or passion for the next 2 to 3 seasons. I would like to see, or I would need to see, improvements in the way we play, the way we conduct ourselves, the way we compete on the field. But also, and this is the main reason for me saying that, yeah, I would accept that. Actually, there's 2 more reasons. I've been a Gooner for literally my entire life. I was 6 when I chose Arsenal, and I've seen lots and lots of bad times. This is not my first fucking rodeo. The early 80s were absolutely shocking, between George Graham and Arsene Wenger. The Bruce Rioch reign was awful. We nearly lost Ian Wright because Bruce Rioch's man management was so poor. The only thing he did was bring in the Iceman, but that was probably more David Dein than anything else. So like I say, this is not my first rodeo. I've been here before. I probably wasn't as into it then as I am now. We've got so much more information available to us, and we've got so much more access to literally every single facet of the game. But the main thing for me is I don't see that we've got any senior professional or established professional or experienced international professional who is there and capable of helping this nucleus of talented young players come through. Saka's doing it for himself, basically. ESR's doing it for himself. And these other lads that are coming through, Sambi Lokonga, he's hit the ground more than running. He's way ahead of what anybody expected. Excuse me. Ben White, I know he's had a terrible start, but I'm possibly, if not one of his biggest fans, and he was the one signing that I really wanted all through the summer. And I know people say 50 million is a lot of money. It probably is, but I don't give a fuck, to be honest. He's an England international. He's 23 years old. You know, Man United paid what 80 million for Harry Maguire 3 or 4 years ago. He was a couple of years older. All right, he was a starter for England. But you know, this is the same sort of thing, and we've paid less for Ben White than they did for Harry Maguire. But the thing is, I think these lads, they're going to have to fucking sort it out for themselves, with the exception of Alexander Lacazette, who I think has been a really good influence, especially on our younger attacking players. I don't see who is this massively positive influence. Rob Holding, perhaps I can see, would be on the training field. You know, I don't know all the ins and outs because I'm not there all the time like they are. But I don't see a lot in actual game time in the matches to suggest that any of these more experienced professionals are not even just grabbing the lads by the scruff of the neck, putting an arm around the shoulder. You know, someone like Granit Xhaka. I mean, the stuff that he cannot possibly be a positive influence. So many managers have rated him, like Wenger, Unai Emery, and now Mikel Arteta. It's like, I don't know what they see in the guy. Perhaps he trains really, really well. I don't know. But I just think these young lads, they're just going to suss it out for themselves. And for that reason, I'm prepared to wait. But like I say, I do want to see, I want to see improvements, largely in the way we play and the way we conduct ourselves in every single game. That's about all I want to say on that. I was going to spout on about the people who have been reporting on the transfer window with Sky Sports News and what's his name, Cave, Solokol and Dharmesh Sheth. I saw them last night, and they were saying that the Nketiah deal fell through because Arsenal couldn't agree a fee with Palace or an unnamed Bundesliga side. Lots of stuff that I've read, and you know, I don't know. Either could be true, but the rumours that I heard was that Eddie couldn't agree personal terms. Of course, he couldn't. He's a year out from getting a free transfer somewhere where he can really ramp up his wages. I'm more concerned when they come out with this unnamed German side. Well, why can't they be named? Why are they unnamed? Is it that they can't be named, or is it that they ain't actually got names because they don't fucking exist? I don't know. And I don't want to. For the longest time, I've not wanted to buy into this. You know, there's an agenda against Arsenal, but you got to start thinking about it. You got to start wondering. It's like social media platform operators are so powerful, and they've seen the effect that a certain massive Arsenal fan channel has had, and how many clicks they get, and how much interaction they get from infighting, from negativity. And maybe they've looked at that and they're like, yeah, we want some of this as well. You know, it's all about, it's people, not so much nowadays, but buying newspapers, subscribing, the amount of clicks you're getting. You know, it just sounds a little bit tinfoil hat, but it does make me wonder why there is this, and there clearly is this agenda against us. Because you look at Saturday's game, yeah, we were dog shit, and this had no bearing on the result whatsoever. And I do stand by what I said the other day, that Callum Chambers went down too easily. But he took all right, it wasn't a closed fist, it was an open hand, but it was fairly heavy. It was a hand in the face, and nothing was given for that. Yet 5 minutes later, Kolasinac basically caressed the top of Gabriel Jesus' head, and he's got a yellow for it. You know, makes you wonder. I just don't know on that. But I just want to say I'm pleased to see the back of Cave Solokol, and I've got to go off set because I've got to phone my guy. When in actual fact, he's probably just going for a dump. And at the end of the day, he's doing what the rest of us do when we go for a dump. We get our phones out, we look on Twitter, and he's come back on. He's, oh yeah, I've seen this story. You know, Haaland to Arsenal, or Arsenal couldn't agree a fee with Crystal Palace or this unnamed German side. It's all bollocks, and I'm pleased to see the back of the bloke, to be honest. Thankfully, I won't have to look at his fucking mug for the next 6 months or so. Speaking of fake news and dog shit stuff that gets on my nerves, around 5% of Twitter continues to really disgust me. Good friend of mine, I saw some of the abuse she got today, and it literally goes beyond bullying. This is like the police should be involved and everything. And then another story I saw was can't even believe, well, it's not even fucking story, it's not even news. There's just tweets been going around about apparently Lacazette and Odegaard are in a sexual relationship, and I would just like to say, from my point of view, I literally couldn't give less than half a fuck if they are. So how's that even? Why should we even react to that? It's complete bollocks. I personally couldn't give a fuck if they're giving each other like hand jobs and blows after training every day. I really don't care. You know, if they're training properly and they're doing a business on the pitch, fair game to them. You know, it really doesn't matter. The thing that concerns me most is I'm not a huge fan of physical workplace relationships. They don't normally end well. Believe me, they don't. They don't end well on most occasions. But it's a lot of pressure on them. But it's like, who should really care if this is even a thing? It just absolutely beggars belief. My two favourite sitcoms of all time are Modern Family and Schitt's Creek. And Schitt's Creek perhaps just about gets the nod. Oh, excuse me. Because, I don't know, for those of you who aren't aware of it, there's this family that had massive wealth, and then they lost all their money, and they're all dysfunctional as fuck. But the lad, openly bisexual, and they moved to this very small Canadian town, and you know, we all know pretty much what small town mentalities are like, and he falls in love with this other guy, and they set up a shop together, and they get married, and a lot of it is a love story about these two lads, and it's actually beautiful, because you're just seeing two human beings falling in love, having a wonderful time, and everyone else letting them get on with it. And that's the thing. It's like, just don't even bring this shit onto my phone so I have to look at stuff like that, because it's not newsworthy. It's not even, I'm giving it airtime now, so I'm contradicting myself. But Jesus, so fucking what? Really? You know, if it is, it is. Let them be happy. Like I say, as long as they're doing the business on the pitch and performing as they should be on the pitch, then it really doesn't matter. That's about it for my football-based rant. I would like to say a lot of the reason why I'm in a bad mood today is because I've been in fucking Coventry. And sorry if you're from Coventry and this offends you if anyone gets to see this. But I hate Coventry. I must have been there 40 times in the last 3 years with work, and I swear to God, the sun never shines there. It's like fucking Forks. I was waiting for some geezer to come out of the shadows and say, "All right, mate, are you like Team Edward or are you Team Jacob?" Because the place is just fucking odd. It's always grey. It's always fucking miserable. Most people I meet are fucking horrible, and I just don't like going there. And that might have a lot to do with my less than jovial outlook on life this evening. Anyway, that's about all I wanted to say. I've spouted on for long enough now. All that's left for me to say is, if you like this video, like it. If you really like it, subscribe to this channel. If you really, really like it, hit the notification bell, and you can see future stuff. This is probably about the 20th video I've done, I suppose, something like that. And it's fun. I enjoy it, even though you wouldn't believe that from the look on my face at the moment. But I do. And yeah, I would just like to say, wherever you may be, have a nice morning, afternoon, evening or night. And I'll see you next time. Ta-da.